Well, that's awesome. I wondered, did you have any idea when you did the first Halo how popular that would be? I mean, did it even occur to you?
I don't think anybody had a clue
Right.
that it was going to be that big. Certainly, when I've talked to some of those folks since Jay Wineland, who did sound and stuff, there was no sense that, they were all going, oh yeah, we do.
Yeah.
It's like they didn't know it was going to be that big.
Right.
I know that they were very excited about what was happening with the game.
Right.
I think they were all they just thought it was cool, and I remember when Jay showed me some of the initial video footage for some of the sequences. It was like, whoa, yeah, that's kind of incredible, it really looked cool.
Right.
So I think that everybody thought that they were doing something pretty remarkable, but we didn't necessarily think, oh yeah, absolutely, this is going to be, the next big thing.
Right. Until I guess maybe Halo 2.
Absolutely. And then, of course, I was absolutely stunned because what I heard was that when they got around to Halo 3,
Yeah.
that they sold something like $175 million the very first day it was out.
Yeah, let me tell you, I stood in line for my copy of Halo 2 along with my brother and a lot of other friends, and it was an event.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like a nationwide, I'll never forget, November 9th, it was the big release date, and everybody in every city, at every Best Buy, every game store was in line for that game. I've never in my life seen anything like it. It was amazing.
It's pretty outrageous. I mean, it's the sort of thing, from what I can tell. And it was funny because when I was doing it here at the Wind on Broadway, and we had a couple of people in the show. There was a kid named Ben Walker, who's early 20s, and then there was a young kid Connor, who had he was like young Matt Damon in The Departed. He was in our show, and both of them, were the guys who absolutely flipped out when they found that I was involved in Halo. And then later, when the iPhone came out, Connor, got down there between shows and stood in line for hours and hours and hours to get that. So, I mean, all those kinds of, remarkable new toys and all that incredible technology, it's a lot of folks really are into that stuff.
Right, absolutely. I think what was great about Halo, though, was the fun that you could have with your friends with it. I think that really made people love the game. And you're right. Your voice is Halo as far as these guys are considered, because you call every game. You tell them when they get that double kill, that triple kill, the kill-tacular, and it makes the game more fun because of your work and your voice work. I don't think you realize, or maybe you do. I don't know.
It's one of those things that I've sort of begun to realize a little bit. That people think this stuff is pretty special because ever since I didn't realize until I Googled myself at one point, which I do on a regular basis, just to see if people are saying mean things about me.
Exactly.
And I noticed that they had that I was on Facebook, and so I had a lot of requests from people to be friends. I was like, yeah, sure, absolutely, because obviously it's amazing to me and very edifying that people are so into the game.
Right.
Great, but there have been things along the way where you go, oh my God, this is really a big deal.
Right.
I was doing a production of 12th Night several years ago in Arizona, and I mentioned in my bio that I was the voice, I had done a voice in Halo. I think I said what?
Yeah.
And we had a little talk back, and I was at a school performance, and the place was filled with kids. And they said, some little girl raised her hand. She said, what, it says here you do a voice in Halo. What are you doing? I said, oh, I'm the voice of God multiplayer announcer. I'm the one that says, kill-tacular. And the audience just went crazy. They erupted. I was like, whoa, really?
I get them.
And then afterwards, they all mobbed me when I was leaving the theater, and one of the pictures taken with me, and a couple of guys, held their phones up and, said, say something, say it. I was like, don't kill it, really, doing all that stuff. And I was like, I was staggered. And, of course, all the other actors were like, what the fork is going on? What is this?
So is that is that the moment it really hits you how deep this runs and?
Well, I think it really hit a little bit before that.
Right.
I've been in directing a show with Jen Taylor, who is Cortana.
Oh yeah.
And we've been working at San I think he was some new video games. He says, oh, you do video games? He said, yeah. And it said that I haven't mentioned that I'd done the voice. Kind of like, oh my God! I said, well, yeah. I said, in fact, we have to watch a movie with the Warner Disco Channel. He was like, can we come down and meet him? I said, no, see why not? And he actually had a copy of this game, and he came on down, and we ended up signing it for him. And I thought, whoa, that's wild. So,
yeah.
Anyway,
I mean,
that was sort of that. So yeah, I mean, it got to the point where almost anywhere I went, it was pretty obvious that people were huge fans. And when you started getting people from, on Facebook from out of the country,
right,
asking in fact, one person asked to be a friend, and I didn't even know what language he was writing in, which is indecipherable. And I thought, well,
right.
Okay, that's fine. I know what confirm means, so I went ahead and confirmed it. But every once in a while, there'll be a message on Facebook for something with him, and it's like, I don't know who that is. It was so bizarre.
Well, do you think that you'll ever, sit down and take the time and maybe get on Xbox Live and actually try the game and play with some people? Because you would just blow some people's mind.
Well, I certainly wouldn't be opposed to it. It would just be a matter of, finding a system and doing it. And
right.
Of course, also, the fact of the matter is that I'd be dead in 2 seconds. Unlike young people who've grown up doing all this and whose eye-hand coordination is really, really strong.
Right.
I'm an old guy who would sort of have a hard time getting past a certain level.
Right.
But, I find it really interesting. Well, the other thing that really sort of confirmed that it was a big deal is I had a message once, an email was sent to me from a guy named Sundance Giovanni, who's the head of Major League Gaming.
Uh-huh.
And he had wanted to hire me to sort of be the voice of Major League Gaming, but he really wasn't offering any money at all. And I said, yeah. And then there's also a weird kind of question, because I'm not entirely sure to what extent the voice that I do is owned by Microsoft.
Oh, I see.
I don't know that I can, run around. I mean, when those kids were putting their phones up, I thought, hey, there you go. Start your own business and offer to do people's ringtones and make a little money.
Oh, yeah.
In point of fact, I don't think I can.
I could see that could be a problem. They got you copyrighted, man.
I guess. I mean, we have to sign all these papers agreeing not to divulge anything. I don't know anything at all.
Right.
What I knew about Halo 3, I knew simply because Jen had told me a little bit about it, but
right.
There was nothing from what I had to do that there was something about, was it zombies or something? It seems to think that I had to do stuff with zombies. I can't remember. But I'm also hoping, because, I really like the folks at Bungie, and I know they're at work now on their next new game.
Right, Halo
Reach.
Reach.
Of course. No, not Halo Reach. It's something they're doing.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh, yeah, because, this, I think, they hired Bungie to come back and do Halo Reach.
I see, okay.
They split.
I got you.
And I think, I'm not entirely sure what all the, what the reasons were, why that happened, but it's my understanding that Bungie is now off working very, very top secret. I know nothing about it,
right,
except that I know that they are working on the new game, and they're all very excited.
Well, that is exciting, because they are an excellent team. They put together some great games. And,
oh, yeah, absolutely.
I like the way they work, and the way they seem to work together is amazing.
Yeah.
And,
every time I go there, of course, I'm always stunned at how young everybody is, but I also have to say that everybody is just extremely nice and open, and, it's very, very cool. Very, very cool. I always enjoy
absolutely
meeting those folks.